Last session, we spent some time in the library, the Citadel Library of the Order of the Exalted Ring, this group of wizards who had built their citadel at the highest top of the highest pillar, the Pillars of Eternal Vigil, 30 miles high. It took you half a year to climb one of them, and behold, there at the top is their sort of home base, their citadel. And while you were there, you found some different books and researches and relics and things like that. And I'm curious, just like kind of looking at what you found and how your studies went, like what would you say is the thing right now that your character is most excited about? For each of you who was kind of researching and looking through the library, like what would those things be?
I don't think Fox in particular, even though I'm the first one to speak. By the way, I'm Cleo. I play Fox.
Yeah, we'll do intros. Don't worry.
Okay. Just making sure. I don't think he has anything in particular. He's just like kind of just looking, right? Like he's like, well, I've been doing some music with instruments. I know that's like bardish stuff. So he's
well,
like,
and he looked up the history of his people, the changelings, and he looked up, so I don't know if there was anything in there that he was like, wow, this was like, the thing he was most thrilled about.
I think right now he's, you know what? He might see if he can't find anything more about what his parents did, even though he's not sure where to start with that. But he figured if these people have very highly detailed records, right? Maybe they have something about the organization my parents worked with. Because that's something that Fox hasn't really dug into. But there's all this downtime. So I don't know. Maybe he might see something that he remembers in a dream that he had once.
That could be cool. He learned that that spell. He learned how to communicate with the dead from one of the great poets of old in the A section.
Oh, true. Yes, he did that. Yes, I forgot about that.
What about for the others of you?
I think Alan is super excited about gathering up some adamantine and mithril from the samples of materials section to work with Jeb on creating a new firearm for him, something that's extremely durable and also lightweight. He's super excited to tinker with that.
Got it.
I think the Zoth is most excited, one, to be alive again. But I think he just wants to be able to like get rid of the Aboleth and then reconnect with Kelnor and his faith, since that's sort of been, I guess, missing, and like being with Kay has certainly brought that back in him.
I think Jeb in all of this is really torn between two things as far as like side interests go. Obviously, he's very interested in saving the world and just obliterating the Aboleths, but as a side hobby, he's interested in the inner workings and the machinations of death and the afterlife, and how he likes to explore options. He's interested in what the options are of either either bringing his daughter back from the dead and giving her another shot at life, or helping her to pass on to the next life as easily as possible. The other thing that he has not researched and not really touched, because he doesn't know how to do it and because he's actually quite scared of it, is he is very concerned about the demon, the Demigorgon, that is somehow connected to Zoth, maybe, or is somehow in our world now. And he knows that the key to that is in this book, but the book honestly terrifies him because of the bad vibes. And to him, I think it's specifically like vibes. Like it's if it was knowledge, he would like, I could figure knowledge out. I could figure whatever. But this is just like, this is almost alien to him.
Right. And so you're all kind of carrying those things in your minds as you walked towards the exit of the Citadel. You were preparing to go down the pillar either on foot or by way of parachutes. You had developed some parachutes that maybe would help you shorten the journey at the cost of some, added athletic expenditures. But before you could leave, the glowing green sigils that had been illuminating your way had turned to orange and then to red, and you had actually seen a robot kind of erupt. Two of them really had erupted out of those sigils before you could leave, standing in your way and challenging you. They were massive, probably as tall or slightly taller than Owlin. They're shaped kind of like Samus with like the big bulbous armor, where like it kind of protrudes off the shoulders and the knee joints and stuff. Big platinum and chrome kind of color scheme. Huge tower shield in one arm, their curled fist in the other arm. And they had challenged you before you could make it to the exit. They had said dangerous item detected, off-site access restricted. Please present credentials. And that was where we left off. And so now the four of you stand opposite two of them, these two sentinels that are between you and the door. They have not made any move to attack you or anything like that. They've just popped out of the ground and kind of given you this challenge, of please present your credentials to make off-site access with whatever the dangerous item they've detected is.
I don't think I have taken anything that could be considered a dangerous item. Anything that comes to mind for you all? Alan will kind of like slowly turn around and look at everybody else.
Not me, man. I didn't even take anything. Some diamonds.
Dude, I only have what I brought up here, and so it's not a library book, and you cannot hold me in here for my apple cats. Okay, they're not dangerous. They just mellow you out. It's not even like the robot's just cold face, no response.
Can you identify what on us we have that is potentially dangerous?
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty.
They take one step closer to you together. The huge blue orb set into their chrome faces that is kind of serving as like an eye glows and then kind of pulses out once, and you feel like a little wave of divination magic rush over the four of you. And then they turn towards Jeb and they say, restricted item detected. Tasha's Demonomicon is not safe for use outside of the Citadel. Please return.
Yeah, that doesn't quite sound very safe.
Okay, guys. How about we go return the book for now and figure out what to do and not immediately jump into something that perhaps we're not prepared for?
That sounds ideal to me.
Roll deception with disadvantage.
Because you made finger quotes.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I didn't think they thought
I'm
for
ready.
themselves too much. I was expecting this to be like a phone machine. Wait, where I just had it on.
It's a charisma skill.
There we go. No, that's not it.
It's on your character sheet.
That's what I was looking for.
Character sheet, which you totally have open, right? Because that's how you play D&D.
I did have it open, but I had our stream up, and I couldn't figure out which. It's in like internet. It's not worth explaining. I got a 8.
You got an 8?
Yes.
Deception detected. Please return Tasha's Demonomicon. Restriction level 5.
All right, let's go turn around.
One of the robots now holds out a hand to you. Just this massive, it's like almost as big as Jeb is, right? Like this robot is an Owlin size category, reaching out towards Jeb for the book.
What if we just turn the rods off? Then they can't be activated.
Is that true? If Alan thinks on Arcana...
Alan could roll an Arcana to try and figure that out.
Oh, I did all this and I forgot dice. I'm going to online die roll.
Here, I can roll on screen for you.
I got it. 8. That's not... Well, plus Arcana is 12.
12. I mean, it seems like it's a possibility. You have no idea what the ramifications could be as far as the rest of the magic that's happening up here. Like, you're all in Charms of Air Bubble that Jeb has
Sure.
cast for you to make sure that you can do, like, there's air, you wouldn't die, but like all of your ability to do strenuous athletic things has been linked to like fresh, pure air. The Citadel itself, obviously, if you deactivate magic, like there's going to be some kind of ramifications there. You don't know if any of the items that you have like magical properties that you've taken from the Citadel that could react strangely, but it's a possibility.
It could be worth the risk. Jeb, is this book possibly worth risking some time with no magic?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's
Fox deactivates
deactivate
his rod.
our
Yeah.
rods in 3, 2, 1. And Alan will deactivate his as well.
Deactivate.
Everybody roll a Constitution save first.
Can't make us do a fight. We'll kill ourselves first.
Zoth got 17.
Alan got a 19.
I got a
Fox rolled
19.
Great. Fox rolled great.
Oh, you got a great roll. Nice.
Yeah, it's my favorite number.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the loneliest number?
No, it's not the loneliest number.
Okay.
The second loneliest.
It's a lucky number. 7.
7. Okay. Now I need Jeb and Fox to roll strength saves.
Jeb rolled a 19.
I know.
Okay.
There are multiple things that are happening here, and then I will give you the
Natural
scene.
20. For a
Nice.
total of 20.
Mine's like that, but less. I got a 12.
Okay. And lastly, Fox, I need a dexterity save.
All right. That, at least I have a chance. I got 15.
Okay. A number of things happen at once. The first thing that happens is the robots disappear. Poof. Vanish out of existence. They're gone. The runes around you go dark. The lights go dark. All that is now illuminating where you are standing is the dim sort of green cosmic glow that comes in through the open area at the very top of the library. You know, this library we've established is 15, 20 floors tall. So there's just a little bit of light reflecting off the polished dark stone floors. So it became very dim very quickly. Probably Jeb is the only one who can see right away with his superior dark vision, but several of the others of you will adjust. Fox won't. Fox, you are plunged into darkness with just like tiny little pinpricks of stars way out in the distance to see. As that happens, whatever magical effect was suppressing wind flow up here on the like sheer plane top of a pillar whooshes through, and Fox is knocked off his feet. Luckily, he is fast enough to catch himself on one of the great stone doors that has been opened on the big hinges. But Fox is like, you know, that was the last thing between you and falling off of this pillar. Before you had blasted off of the front. At the same time, Jeb, you felt some kind of ward give out in your inventory, and the Demonomicon attempted to force itself open. With a natural 20 strength check, you forced it closed, and you are currently barely holding it shut with all of the will and strength that is within you. But that natural 20 is not going to last you forever. But you are at the moment holding something in to the Demonomicon that is struggling as hard as possible to get out, and it is you are effectively restrained. Like all of your effort and energy is spent on holding this book shut as it jumps and judders in your hands.
Alan, help! Alan, help!
Jeb,
Alan, something's coming out! Something's coming out!
All right.
And I'm just like shoving it.
Alan will attempt to
Somebody
assist
give
with,
me a hand!
Hey, I got you, man. Let me get you a hand. And Kay like plods over, just kind of taking his sweet time, reaches out a big burly arm. You know, it's got, he's like not an in-shape dude. So he just kind of reaches out to you. It's like big fat fingers, you know, a little bit of Cheeto dust, kind of reaches down like, I got you, man.
Could you at least wipe off your fingers first?
Yeah, I can do that. He just like brushes it off on the back of his head. Here, he holds out a hand to you again.
That's better. I can take his hand.
You find his hand surprisingly firm and supportive as he lifts you up, the kind of hand that could lead to a good hug. And he pulls you back into the citadel, and he, with his other arm, just kind of slams one of the stone doors shut. So it's not like the whole thing is closed, but now there's one that you could have as like a wall behind you.
Right.
And he, kind of leans you up against the wall and like checks you over, like, you good, man?
Yeah, no, I just didn't expect to go flying.
No, I totally understand. In times like this, I find it best to relax with an apple cat. Here, let me get you. And he begins rolling you an apple cat. Jeb and Owlin, what are you doing right now?
Alan's assisting Jeb to try to keep the book closed.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means Alan is putting his hands on it as well.
Okay, sure.
And pressing down.
Great.
I don't know what's I don't know what's going on. I think there was some sort of ward on this protecting it, but I don't. It's just physical strength holding it right now, and I don't. If we reactivate magic, I don't know if that ward's gonna come back.
Okay. Does it feel like between the both of us we can hold this till we're far enough away from the sentries that we can reactivate just to try?
Okay, hear me out.
I will let either of you roll an Arcana check to try and deduce how hard it's going to be to continue holding this book shut.
How about we turn magic on and we let the sentries deal with whatever comes out of the book?
That is probably what they're there for, man. Like,
okay, I'm not making this up. I made another natural 20 plus my 14 Arcana for a 34.
You are confident that the DC to maintain holding this book shut is 30 plus or a natural 20.
Dang.
I am shocked that you caught it this time.
Okay. Alan, magic back on now. Fox, somebody, magic back on. Like, Fox, we have free hands. Magic on now. Just on now.
I turn on my rod of charisma.
Now.
Okay, yeah, you reach down. As soon as Fox's hand makes contact with the rod that he is attuned to, magic begins humming back into the room. The runes illuminate. The guards, the sentries rematerialize in front of you, and you feel the book stop struggling as it is suppressed. The sentry robot things take a step towards you, and they just... Dangerous item detected. Tasha's Demonomicon is not cleared to leave the library. Restriction level 5. Please present credentials.
Yeah, no crap. Yeah, serious.
Yeah, I got you. And I shapeshift. I'm behind them, I'm guessing, since I'm at the door.
Sure.
I shapeshift into... God. We just literally talked about this pre-stream. Why do you have to make it such an awkward name?
Barnabarus Alabascaboo? What's awkward about that?
Yeah, Barnabarus Alabascaboo. I shapeshift into Barnabarus Alabascaboo and introduce myself as such because I do not wish to say that name again.
Mage Alabascaboo, welcome back to the Citadel. Unfortunately, your clearance level 3 is not high enough to take restriction level 5 out of the library. However, we would be happy to create a study space for you.
Sure, yes. Can you create a study space for us?
Absolutely. And one of them pulls a rope off of its waistband and slams it into the ground, and it creates rope trick, which puts a little bubble dimension, that you can climb down to through the ground. And they offer a hand, like an elbow, to help you into the bubble dimension if you want to go down.
Quite a gentleman golem indeed. Why don't we head down here and we can figure out what to do from there?
Okay.
What are we thinking, Jeb?
Okay.
Also, the Demonomicon doesn't sound good, and
no,
what we just experienced, that I don't think it is good.
No.
Do we need this book, man?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you mind telling? Maybe
that's a wizard thing to say.
Okay.
Do you want to talk in the dimension?
Yeah. Yeah.
Zoth will climb
Do you want to use words that aren't and
No.
Kay just walks by and he's like, "Why, thank you, man." He like puts an arm on the helpful elbow of the
Okay.
sentry and climbs down into the pocket dimension.
Okay. Yeah.
Zoth will also climb down.
clearly some of the people I'm escorting have some difficulties, but they will take their time if that's okay with you, Mr. Golem.
No need
I
to
will,
fear. Within the boundaries of the Citadel, our powerful restriction suppression spells will keep you safe.
I will go into the pocket dimension.
An elbow for you, small rabbit.
Thank you.
And they lower you down into the pocket dimension.
Did they not know what dirt folk are, or are they just speciesist?
Well, it wouldn't be them. It would be
I
the creators, right?
Don't
That's what I'm
know
saying.
What is the
Yeah.
nature
you-
of creation? Yes.
I feel like they did a lot of effort for research that they would, I don't know. Dirt folk have been around for a while, right? I don't know my history.
Yeah, what is this? What is this for? What is the purpose of it, and what was trying to get out?
This is a pickle.
Aha! I can
Yeah.
tell you that's not a pickle.
It's-
That's
No,
Yeah.
it's this is a pickle. So here's the thing.
yes.
I don't. Man.
All right, everybody, sit down.
Do you need an apple cat, man? Maybe that'll help you
No.
like process through all
No,
these.
that
You're having big
no, that'll
feelings
slow
right
down.
now.
That slows your. That increases your wisdom, but and decreases your intelligence.
But when
Did
the
you
big
just,
feelings are coming fast, sometimes you just need to slow them down.
It's not feelings. It's not feelings. It's
in
information. It's information.
What kind of
information,
information?
feelings. I don't know.
It's
man.
two entirely separate things. Yes, you're right. Correct. So
Is this about some sort of necromancy or some sort of?
no, it's actually
Demons?
not. This is not about necromancy. This is about demons. This is
Aha.
about extraplanar beings.
Like the one I
about
met?
about potentially that Demogorgon. Which I
Potentially
don't-
about the
I met?
one you. Yeah.
Hmm.
But the thing is like, if I even put my hand on it, you probably felt it, Alan.
Yes, it was felt very
It radiates
alive and dangerous.
yeah.
So we can't even open
So
it.
it's, but that's the thing. It's like, do we try to open it and learn what we can from it here and have it affect us, or
Isn't that the point of the Citadel, to prevent the bad things from happening?
Yes, it's the automatons
Well-
made it sound as if we read the contents of the book here under their wards that we would be safe, but outside of the
that's
Citadel,
actually a good observation. I was trying to think of like, I don't like the idea of it. It's probably trust issues, but I don't like the idea of this thing just staying here.
Hmm.
I mean,
If
who else can get up here though?
anybody who can walk for 6 months,
it's a long time to walk, but we did in fact.
it's a long time to walk.
Yeah.
Like,
But how do they
we've
even
done
get
a
to the
lot of
starting
extraordinary.
point?
I'm just
There
saying,
aren't that
we've
many
done a lot of
airships floating.
extraordinary things, but this is not one of the most extraordinary things that we've done.
Just the most time consuming.
I mean, we
But,
have the
like-
rods on us, and
But
I
like
don't
getting
think
up
anybody
here is
else
already
would.
a struggle.
Right. But okay. Yeah. No, totally fair. And I don't want to beat around the bush about minutia and things like that. But should we save the day? Magic comes back. Guess what? Everybody's gotten magic. This thing's still up here. That doesn't make me feel good. It may not be a bad thing. It may be perfectly fine. Whatever.
Comes back,
It
then you
doesn't
have the
make me feel
guards
good.
here, and
Anyway, it seems like I can't bring it with us. And I can't.
we could
leave
hide it.
We could hide it in a place that maybe only you would know, Jeb, or only we would know, all of us.
And if magic comes back, then the Citadel's protections will also be here.
I'm gonna poke my
Yeah.
head up. Mr. Golem, could you call someone with level 5 clearance down?
The golem turns towards one of the runes on the walls, reaches out a hand and makes contact with it. No level 5 mages are connected to the Citadel.
Is there a order of command, a chain of command, should a crisis occur?
No, we all have our standing orders.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I dip my head back down. Well,
I say we just open it here, learn what we can, and then we can hide it. And then when we finish, we can come back and you can secure it however you wish to.
hide something, I know a good spot.
oh, do you?
Do we all hear it or just Fox?
Just Fox.
Just fine.
Where's a good hiding spot?
So, like, do you remember where your dirt folk guy, he found the plane caller's index?
Yeah.
Yeah, so up in that room, there's that cool, like, glowy blue floating thing that was where the index was. But right under that on the floor, there's
I wish I knew what
where,
the room was saying, but
that
Fox.
suspends it in the air is. If you tuck something down there.
He doesn't do a good
How do
job
you
of
explain-
telegraphing it to us. He just says, and yeah.
I'm not convinced that the
Sorry,
is actually talking
I think
to
the
him.
broom is mentioning something about a blue glowy thing back at the plane index, whatever it was called. What are you talking about, broom?
Index. It was in the control room.
In the control
Fox,
room?
You know, just is going crazy.
Maybe. But the control room, something
Yeah.
really glowing. How will the blue glowing thing potentially help
Yeah,
us?
how'd
guide
that
the
help
book?
her?
Underneath the blue glowing thing, there's like a maintenance hatch for the rune that makes the blue glowy thing glow.
Oh,
And in that
there's a
hatch,
maintenance
you can hide
hatch.
something.
Underneath the blue glowy thing, and you can hide something in there.
Yeah. So
How do you feel about
can
that,
put it
Jeb?
there.
I feel like I need to know if we broke a ward on this thing.
How do we know
Oh, you think the second we leave, it's gonna?
But
If
it
we
was up
leave
here
and
bef-
magic goes away,
But it was up
then
here
what is
before.
protecting it?
Jeb,
I know.
you may use Arcana. Fox, as a rogue with some knowledge of magic, may use Investigation. Or Owlin may make an Artificer Tools check with proficiency, since we're talking about a created ward. Where, like, maybe he's examining it through some of, his little magnifying glass or whatever and looking for the evidence of artifice. So you may decide which of those things you will try to do.
Jeb, can I have a look at that? Maybe I can figure something off its vibes.
I would rather study it.
Well, I just this let me just look at it.
Alternatively, you get the sense that this is an item to which you can attune.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
I got a 26 for investigation.
Jeb, have you given
only,
it
I
to
think-
investigate? Or?
Yeah, only if Jeb allows it.
I wish I wouldn't have known the dice
The
roll before.
Oh,
making
that's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
That's, might be.
I
Then you don't. I'll re-roll. How about that?
no.
It's gone. It's too late. It's gone.
Dice roll is gone.
Okay.
I have a good plus to it, so.
Jeb, are you
Before
afraid
we
that if
make
it
a roll-
leaves your hands that something will break free of it?
No. Like the ward seems to be in place. I'm just worried that like if we leave and magic is now not doing anything to it, like did we, by being here and picking it up and moving it, did we change the situation from what it was before we got here?
That's
Can
fair.
DM, can I cast Identify on this thing and learn the nature of the attunement process and the effects that it would have on
Yeah.
one who attunes to it?
You may do that.
I wonder
I
if
will
maybe.
burn a spell shell and just kind of like almost take the blunderbuss and have it fan the nozzle out a little bit, and it kind of like sucks up, like hoovers up a little bit of its essence and starts to analyze it.
Cool. Buckle up. We're going to be here for a little bit.
Oh, no.
The book has 8 charges and can cast a number of spells developed by Tasha, with the weakest being Tasha's Hideous Laughter and with one of the strongest being Summon Fiend, as well as Planar Binding, Plane Shift, Planar Ally, Magic Circle, and Magic Jar.
All plane and extraplanar creature related things.
Which, I mean, this book is Tasha's research from exploring the Abyss, so that kind of makes sense. In addition, you can reference the Demonomicon whenever you make an intelligence check to discern information about demons or a survival check related to the Abyss, which lets you double your proficiency bonus. In addition to that, it has an ability called Fiendish Scourging. Your magic causes pain to fiends. While carrying the book, when you make a damage roll for a spell cast against a fiend, use the maximum possible result. It also has Ensnarement. While carrying the book, whenever you cast the Magic Circle spell, naming only fiends, or the Planar Binding spell targeting a fiend, the spell is cast at 9th level, regardless of the spell slot you used. Additionally, the fiend has disadvantage on its saving throw. Containment. The first 10 pages of the Demonomicon are blank. As an action, while holding the book, you can target a fiend that you can see that is trapped within a magic circle. The fiend must succeed on a save at disadvantage or become trapped in one of the Demonomicon's empty pages, which fills with writing describing the trapped creature's widely known name and depravities. Once used, this action can't be used again until the next dawn. If you and the Demonomicon are on the same plane of existence, the trapped creature of the highest challenge rating within the book can attempt to possess you. You must make a DC saving throw. On a failure, you are possessed by the creature, which controls you like a puppet. The possessing creature can release you as an action, appearing in the closest unoccupied space. On a successful save, that fiend can't try to possess you again for 7 days. And to destroy the book, there is a very, very complex process that would be another multi-year campaign. So just assume that you can't do it. Lastly, attuning to the book grants 2 minor beneficial properties, 1 minor detrimental property, and 1 major detrimental property, which I would roll at the time of attunement. So they're not like set in stone right now. And the last thing is that when you try to read it and you are not attuned, the pages where the demons are contained appear blank to you. Like specifically the part where the demon's information is written. That part is hidden. The rest of it, Tasha's references and notes, you'd be able to read that stuff. But those are all of the natures of the Demonomicon of Tasha.
For reference, when you say a major or minor detriment, could you give us like
Sure.
0 to 10 on the ouch scale, like what we're talking here? Like
or an example. We could take an example too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll just read you an example off the table.
Yeah.
So a major detriment is while you're attuned to the artifact, creatures of a particular type are always hostile towards you. So that might be like all dirt folk, all hematetians, something like that. A minor detrimental property, an example of that is while attuned to the artifact, your appearance changes as the DM decides. Minor beneficial properties, you get 2 of these, but here's an example. You are immune to disease. So there, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Does Jeb reveal all this?
So if you don't count the part where the demon inside it is trying to possess you every 7 days, it's a pretty good deal.
Is that before you attune to it or after you attune
after you attune to it?
When you upon attuning.
Right now, the demons are trapped inside, however many of them are trapped inside it, and they don't have a specific target to possess, which means they're probably just trying to break out.
But it's is it every demon can try and possess you, or just the most recent?
Just the strongest.
Oh, the strongest.
I wonder if us being near it, well, us having the rods probably kept the wards in place, but if we didn't have the rods, I bet us just getting near it would have caused something to happen. It is probably biding its time, waiting for an opportunity.
If technically, I don't think any demons. I mean, if it's all based upon possession, then maybe demons can't escape if there's no one around. So that is why it would be best to hide it.
I don't know if hiding it in a maintenance hatch is good though, because even if somebody's just exploring, if they get too close, I don't know what the range of that thing is. You know.
That's true.
So, what if is it possible that Jeb just doesn't get possessed? Like can pass? Like Jeb? Is your mind? Will you not be possessed by a demon? That sounds pretty.
That's
good.
a huge risk.
It's the way Jeb described it. That sounds like a huge risk.
I think unless Jeb had countermeasures already in place, if he ever got possessed, which I don't know. We barely have countermeasures in place if we ever get enslaved by the aboleth, which is basically the same thing.
What do you mean? We got the bonking. That seems to work.
Yeah, but I don't think bonking works against demon possession. Or at least I would speculate that that's not the case, and I don't really want to test it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Jeb, what do you think?
Jeb is thumbing through a couple of the pages in the back of Tasha's notes part.
You can make a history check to do that, Wash.
Okay.
I definitely think it would be very
not
beneficial,
great.
but I think it's definitely very risky to take with us right now. Even if we don't attune to it.
15.
You're not sure.
Oh, dang it. I am actually quite concerned about this thing. And it feels like at the moment it's not our problem and we should probably leave it. But that also feels like an irresponsible thing to do. But we don't really have time to go on any sort of diversion to handle this.
To be able to judge based off of that spell you cast, like how hard it would be to resist the possession? What if it's like a small chance thing?
Yeah, it's just a small to moderate chance that you're possessed by a demon. You know, no bigsies.
I don't know if I want to keep running with that risk. I truly
know.
think
I'm
that
sorry.
either hiding the
know,
book
I
or
mean,
simply
it's-
returning it to where it was, because perhaps there's specific wards around where it was. Where was it sitting?
Yeah,
in the
I should
library,
point out
Jeb?
and remind you that you found it like crammed in between countless other books in a section that was, labeled as like
Yeah.
stuff about the abyss and demons and stuff. And so perhaps just the weight of those other books on either side of it was enough to stop it from being opened. Like sometimes maybe the simplest way is the best way.
Huh.
We just perhaps fashion a buckle?
Alan, could we get some of that material? Like up on that top deck, did you find any like material that was like really, really strong? Like adamantine or something?
Alan will literally pull out a bundle of adamantine that he has in his pack. Yeah, like this.
Nice. Yeah, like that. Jeb is going to cast. Could I have some of it? Like, do you need it, or was it just for like posterity? Or
Alan,
As
you have
I-
enough to either make the spell focus you want to make or to try and make some kind of buckle for this book. Not enough
Well,
to do both.
as I said yesterday, or not yesterday, earlier today,
Oh, that's
I
right.
was hoping to make something for you. But I would agree that this may be a more apt use for it, to make some sort of lock or mechanism to keep this sealed. Then yes, I
Yeah.
would be more than willing to work on that.
I was thinking
So,
like, oh, hey Zoth, what's up? Sorry, we're nerding about fabricating over here. What's up?
all right. I was going through some of the knowledge I've gained, and if we wait a day, I can prepare a spell, dispel evil and good, which has its feature called break enchantment and can make you unpossessed essentially.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to have that. Like, could you put that on a ward or I don't know. You all know the fancy
Okay.
magical stuff.
We need to look at the end goal and work our way backwards to our next steps, right? So should we be possessed? One step backwards from that is, we've got a way to break a curse, right? Or like to I know spells, I don't know religion stuff, but like remove evil from your body. Okay, cool, awesome. But one step further, do we need somebody to attune to this? Are we going up against demons? It looks like if we were going up against demons, this thing could be really helpful. It would help give us knowledge of hurting them more, and like have things for binding them and stuff. You know?
Does the aboleth count as a demon?
The aboleths are not demons, no.
No, they're extraplanar, but they're like they're from the far realms.
They're
like,
technically called aberrations, man.
oh yeah, that word.
Oh,
Aberrations.
So, Jeff,
Okay.
I have 2 spells that I could prepare. I have Remove Curse, which would break your attunement to the book, and then I have the Dispel.
well, okay. I mean, to be fair, we don't know why
That's
Zoth
good. That's good.
was given the opportunity he has to be with us.
Well, I can tell you it clearly wanted on the material plane and needed an anchor to the material plane to get back. And so the deal was that I be that anchor, and then he bring me back with him, and he makes us bodies.
Is that not
It
reason
has
enough?
a body.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? Is that not reason enough to what?
I would just maybe have precautions about whatever we just introduced into the world.
Well, yeah, I get that, but like it's not here, and you know we're on like a clock.
I know, but now I
doing-
feel like that we're falling back to it's not our problem.
Well, I
don't
mean, you're
believe
not
that-
wrong.
I don't believe that the methodology would be it's not our problem. It would be it is not the immediate problem. The aboleths are the immediate problem.
It's pretty hard to get up this tower. Like, I think if you just left it up here and came back another time,
No, I
Like,
know for a
well,
fact
work.
every time we leave something behind or don't
We forget
pursue
about
something, it always it ends up in the aboleth's hands one way or the other.
The camera
But if
whip
we go
pans
in-
to wherever you parked the cipher truck.
So that's the thing, though. It's like we either
The next thing we're doing
I
is
don't-
defeating the aboleths. So how can they get their hands on it?
Love
if
that
we defeat
optimism. Love that.
I'm
Thanks,
just
Ed.
saying, even then, aboleths aren't the only evil in this world. They're the immediate evil, and it's what we're fighting.
them? Yeah, we go beat them and then
But
come
if we
right
leave
back.
this here, in that small amount of time you think is small, it's not. It could be months, it could be years.
And if we take it with us, we're bringing it right to them.
Here's an
No,
alternative.
we don't know what that evil could be.
What if you just chuck it off the side of the tower so it
No,
falls into the
no.
lost mists of the sea,
no.
and then nobody can get to it?
Yeah, no. That's no.
I find that
Okay.
idea to actually be pretty compelling, but
Do the
I
lost
was-
mist block divination magic?
Okay.
Like, look, I'm just saying, like, I dropped a book in a puddle one time, and when I picked it up, I couldn't even read the pages anymore. Like, you might be able to just destroy the whole book.
See,
just get it
and
wet.
Jeb just like gestures at Kane and looks at Owl and is like, "See, yeah, no, like that's
I'm
that's the
just
logic
saying.
of this."
I find the logic to actually be somewhat compelling, but in a different way, more for the magical
Well,
mists. But
But does the
Um,
mist block divination magic? Because someone could just use like locate object if they know what they're looking for.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so-
It is
so here's the
certainly a
thing.
risk.
Like in the
All I'm
middle
saying-
of the storm is this portal to where the aboleths came from. Do you really want this thing to get sucked into there and out of our world into whoever's hands? Like,
I'm
there's
saying-
just too many.
Not really.
Whether or not we decide to attune to it, I think most importantly, we should design a way that it can't open itself when
Yeah, so-
unsuspecting people are near it.
One, we don't need to attune to it right now.
No.
Right? Although ultimately it will be valuable. Two, we either stash it here somewhere secret and safe, or
can just put
we
it back.
create, yeah, or we like create a protective something or other. Like I could fabricate like an adamantine cage around it.
What if we just
That's-
put it back where we got it? It didn't open there.
But we want it more safe and secure than how we found it.
In the 3 years since the darkening, no one has been able to find it.
Yes, but in those 3 years, people have advanced considerably in technology. There are airships flying all over the place now, and that wasn't the case 3 years ago.
There aren't that many.
Actually, it was the case 3 years ago, and just recently it's
Well,
getting better.
you know
but-
what I mean. All of a sudden, there wasn't, and now there is again. And that's all
Uh-huh.
you need to get up here.
Yeah, all you
Well-
need. Do you know how long it took us to get our airship?
Yes, because we're working independently. But think about the companies out there, and we're working also under the radar.
Look, man,
we
big
can't
airship
afford.
is growing. Okay, they're gonna.
I'm just saying.
I
The way
think-
this stuff
Fox,
works,
man.
it's going to become more and more accessible, and it has done so already rapidly within just a year. That if you think trusting this to just sit on a shelf when we don't have there's no weave yet, we don't know where we're going to restore the weave. We don't know if we can restore the weave. And then somebody comes up here exploring it because somebody will. I mean, come on, it's the thing up in the sky. You're telling me somebody's like, hey, I managed to rent an airship or I got passage and they said they managed to drop us off for a year. You think they're not going to come up here? There's some idiot. Idiot will do it.
I think what the most pertinent action would be is to Jeb and I could work together to construct a adamantine or adamantine mithril hybrid containment device for the book that we create one key for, and we keep that key with us so that only we have access to opening
No,
the
no,
book.
no. See, by Fox's logic, someone will come up here and they'll break into the adamantine cage. They don't need the
Well,
key.
we
They'll
make
take the
it- listen,
lock.
You know, it's
We-
funny. You're funny because that is my logic. I do not trust leaving this thing. The more I'm thinking about it, I know it's dangerous, and that's exactly why I don't trust anybody else right now. Because I feel like anytime we leave anything, it gets corrupted, it gets perverted, and I just do not trust.
But if we have it on us, then our mission becomes protecting this at all costs, and we lose our ability to focus in battle on the task at hand.
And no, it doesn't. If we make sure we have good safeguards around it, we can make sure. Well, at least on a person.
What safeguards would you be happy with, Fox?
Physical ones at the very least, so it doesn't just fucking flop open on us.
I think the combination of physical safeguards and carefully considered hiding would be enough. That
I
is
think
my
it being up here is the
strongly
safest
held
place
opinion.
for it until we can return.
I think that's asking for trouble.
I think asking for
that's-
trouble is taking the book with us. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
we're just bringing it everywhere we go. Then that people can grab it, steal it, do whatever.
We do that with the rods.
Yes, but we out of necessity. I don't think it's a necessity to take this with us. I think it's a necessity to keep it out of the wrong hands.
I think it's necessity to have it as a potential resource.
If we take this and we go fight the Aboleths right after this, we're bringing it right to them.
All right, listen, that's not my fear. My fear is even if we end up fighting the Aboleths or not, that somebody else can get their hands on it. That's why I'd like to keep it.
And we'll worry about
Under
that
our
someone else
watch.
when that happens. If that happens, I think it's very unlikely that happens.
You heard how did you hear what he said that thing is capable of?
Yes, that's why I don't think we should carry it around with us.
Yes. Thank you. It's safest up here. Not many people have access to airships that get up here. Then they have to get
more
up here
and more
find it.
people are.
And we're not going to be gone for like 10
Like Jeb
years.
said, the only thing that keeps them away from it after they get up here is 6 months of walking.
I'm gonna add
Yes,
it
and
to
I
the
think
attention pool.
that's a strong deterrent.
I have a plan.
And they have to find it in the library. They need access. Not everyone can change their shape and get access to the robot.
We had our rods on us. That's the only reason we had to do all that.
That's what made it easy to find it.
No,
They have to
wanna
go through thousands and
I want,
thousands
I
of
want to hear
books.
what Jeb has to say.
We're going to leave it here, but we are going to secure it. And I don't think we have need of it. The only, we don't have an immediate need of it. If the Aboleths win and magic doesn't come back, then I believe our demon friend here will not be very powerful. That's one branch. If we succeed and magic comes back, our demon friend will likely be very strong. But we will be in a place where we can come back and get it. What we need to guard against is it falling into anybody else's hands, with the contingency that if we fail or succeed and we all fall, someone else knows where it is, so that it can fall into the right hands. So I think the play is, Fox, you pull out your big talker guns and you let these guards you talk these guards into letting us back inside so that we can just get inside and be left alone from the guards and stash it in this library.
I thought the guards were going to let us put it back.
Well, they were
If they're
going
gonna
to
let
take
us
it
put it
from
back.
us.
Yeah, I
originally.
think they were. So anyway, we need to talk through that. I can fabricate a case of adamantine around it. I'm fine with using a lesser metal, and then fabricate a casing of lead around it so it can't be scryed upon or located. And then what we'll do is I'll disintegrate a hole through the floor and patch it up with fabricate, and we'll just record the location of where it is so that it's just stashed in solid magical stone.
Broom, were you here when the wizards were here?
Yeah, dude. I'm a brew. I've been here since if things needed to be swept.
What? Okay, well, do you think hiding it in the floor is better than with the hiding spot you suggested? I'm actually pretty inclined by what Jeb says
Sounds
here.
good
That's
to me.
actually
Yeah, sounds great.
yeah, okay. Broom agrees.
What would be really important though is
why
make
is
sure
the-
when
why
you,
is the
when you use
broom-
magic on the floor, be really careful that you don't disturb the stone pattern and stuff, because it'll be impossible to clean.
Oh.
You can't sweep it away. The design has to match.
Oh, right. We have to
Yeah.
make sure the floor looks exactly the same
Yeah.
because there's etchings and
It's gotta
stuff.
be
You're right,
clean.
Broom.
Yeah. Thank you.
That makes sense,
Appreciate it.
especially
Okay.
if we're trying to hide things.
Can you ask your broom if the floor under the hidey hole part is solid or has etchings?
Oh, Broom, the maintenance port. Does it?
It's got a rune
What
on
if we-
the floor.
It's got a rune on the floor.
Yeah, it runs the glowy blue beam.
Oh, okay. So we probably don't want to disturb that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't disturb that. It would get fixed, so people would go down there and they would maybe find it.
Right. If we accidentally broke that, they would fix
Yeah.
it. Oh, well,
If
that's
it
you know what?
worked, then you could leave it there. But if
That's
it
another
doesn't
thing to
work,
consider.
go
If
down.
we do get magic back on, do you think they have some sort of system set up? Obviously they escaped. We don't know if they're living wherever they are, but if they're outside of this realm, do you think they have some way of knowing when magic returns?
Probably.
I mean, if they do, and we hide it in the floor, then there it is. If they don't, and we hide it in the floor, there it is.
I'm still good with that, but that might complicate things if we ever need it.
Sure.
But I
And
know
they would
you're
be
right.
here to help
I'm
us.
okay with what Jeb said. Putting it in the floor.
Wrapping
where
it
it's-
in lead is a really good move, because
Yeah.
that way, even if magic comes back, they can't find it. They'll be like, "Oh, it's missing," but I can't. No divination magic is gonna get through that. Until
see,
you
I
get
thought
up
of
into
that.
the 9th degree, But before that,
Wouldn't
Well,
I
they would
thought of
never
that
think to
because
look under
I
their own
didn't take
noses.
an apple cap. Yeah.
Right?
no,
They never think to
an
look under
apple
their
cap would have
noses.
gotten you there faster. But I appreciate that you took the long way. Sometimes it's good just to go the slow way, just to remember how other people have to live.
Wouldn't
That's
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Wouldn't the powerful wizards know it would be encased in lead if they can't use divination magic on it?
That doesn't mean that's
Well,
going to
that's
make it
their
easier
problem.
to find it.
I would say it would be easy.
If there is a demogorgon demon roaming the world that has access to magic and all of these wizards come back, they will not be a problem. They will be an asset.
To be fair, I don't think that this order of wizards would have any investment in giving the book to
Oh no, of
the
course.
Demogorgon. So really, it's that guy that we're trying to make sure doesn't find the book, if I understand correctly, right? The wizards clearly had it and didn't do evil things with it before that we know of.
Oh,
So if they found it again, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal. Compared to what we really don't want is this dude to be like, hey, my demon friends live in this book. I should throw a reunion party.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I thought what's more common is just somebody who doesn't know what it is gets their hands on it and unleashes.
Possessed.
The
Gets
month
possessed
of
and unleashes
Mellow
chaos.
Okay.
So okay.
Let's
let me go
get
up
this
there.
plan into motion. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You're up.
Right.
Maybe just say we're gonna put it back.
As soon as you poke your head out of the pocket dimension, one of the robots leans down and offers you an elbow.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I would like to escort these fine folk back and put back this dangerous replica. We're done with the study space now. Once, of course, everyone leaves it.
Excellent. Thank you for returning the books to their proper places. The curators will be pleased.
Oh, of course, of course.
The
Like
two
Kingdom
sentries
Forward.
stand at attention right where they are. The one, continues leaning down to help people out of the pocket dimension.
I
and
will
as
exit.
as Jeb is probably the last one out, the pocket dimension behind you kind of disappears, and the one sentry takes the rope, which is a little bit frazzled and frayed now, and just drops it onto one of the runes on the floor where it fizzles out of existence.
Nice.
All right. Well, follow me, everyone.
Let's go. Yep, let's go.
Let's do it.
As you walk off, eventually you get more than 100 feet away, and with a pew, everything kind of disintegrates behind you. The two sentries disappear, and your steps continue to be illuminated just by the runes that are near you and on the wall. So you're just going back to where it was originally. No, you're hiding it in the floor. So you go to wherever you want to hide it.
Fox.
Yes.
Why don't you take Zothkug and just like go hang out? Spend some. Owlin and I are gonna tinker on this thing. We'll get it put where it needs to go.
Are you sure? I can.
It's gonna take some time.
I can help.
And it's gonna be like boring things. I mean, I was mostly just gonna be fabricating and whatnot.
I mean, like I'm trying to learn magic stuff, right? Maybe you know what? Maybe I could take the broom somewhere. Do you want to go somewhere, right, broom?
Yeah, dude, let's go somewhere. I just want to go on
Yeah. See, he wants to go somewhere.
I think I'm just going to. I've been trying to learn some leadership type qualities, and one of them is just, in this case, just telling you you've been weird towards Zoth recently, and I think that you two should speak about that and figure it out. So we're gonna go.
I've tried,
It's
man.
this book,
I don't know what you're talking about.
and Alan will take
That's
put
part of the
a
problem.
hand on Jeb's back and start guiding further into the library.
Great. So we'll come back to Fox and Zoth in just a second. Let's follow Alan and Jeb first. So the two of you walk off. Tell me about what's happening for the two of you.
All right. Purpose 1, we're going to find an inconspicuous location, as inconspicuous of a location as possible, with as little with as most plain flooring as possible. I don't want to have to try and recreate weird, crazy etchings or disturb any sort of arcane power conduits or whatever.
Sure.
So I can even cast detect magic to like find a mundane spot.
That's fine. The floors of the upper balconies, or really all of the balconies, there are no runes in those floors. The runes are just in the walls. So you can pick any of the balconies, and they're pretty thick, like big stone. There's enough space in them, is what I'm saying, where you could kind of just put a hole in and put the book in there, and it would be fine. So you can do that on any balcony, 1 through 20.
Alan, what balcony
Yes.
do you think? 1 through 20. I'm thinking we said floor, but we didn't say balcony. Okay. I need to back up a second. Zoth and Fox aren't here, right? Yeah. Okay,
No,
they're gone.
Yeah. For some reason, the first number that came to mind is 14. Seems like a random number.
Love
to
it.
me, but
Love it. Yeah, double luck.
there we go.
Yeah. And as we're walking up to floor 14, I am probably being paranoid. But I have suspicions that there are some sort of connections between Zoth and this demon. And I don't want any possibility of any shred of connection to permit this demon to know where this book is being hidden. That's why I wanted Fox and Zoth to go somewhere else.
We cut downstairs to Fox and Zothkug. Your two companions have just kind of walked off, and Kay's like, yeah, I'm just going to give you guys some space. And he kind of like walks off to a wall, sits down, and starts smoking an apple cat.
So yeah, this broom talks.
You've said that.
Yeah, broom. Can you talk to other people if they touch you?
I mean, I can talk to other people, but I just kind of liked you. I don't know.
Oh, okay. He evidently is just shy. He could have talked to you this entire time, but he just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
He goes to another school, you know. Yeah, so I guess, just like Shadow Walker, right? Talking things in my head.
Not new.
Yeah, not new. Yeah, nothing really different, I guess.
What's going on with you?
Well, I mean, I just agreed to take charge of a Avatar's mission. Yeah, that's pretty insane.
That is.
Been having like this sore spot in my left shoulder for a while now. Like, I know we like used to go to the village doctor, but we can't really do that anymore. So
You have not been doing your PT exercises?
I mean, like I do, normal exercises, but lately, it's just I'm either knocked unconscious or we're like rushing from place to place, or I'm managing scouts and lookouts. It's just, life gets busy. All right, I know you've been up here for who knows how long.
Months. I've told you that several times now.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
Fox, man. You gotta stop this. This is exactly how you were, back in that tunnel. You remember that?
What tunnel?
The tunnel, the secret tunnel that we had as kids, or whatever.
Well, okay, that's different. All right, and we didn't know each other as well back then. Okay, we didn't really actually get to know each other until we got on the road.
Yeah, now you're acting like you barely know me now, or something, or ignoring me.
I don't know. I do I? You were dead. I know that. I knew that guy. You're not dead. And we didn't bring you back. We tried really hard. Okay. Like we put our blood, sweat, and tears for like a week into trying to get you back, and you need to show up here. Just I'll fine and peachy just with a demon connection.
In my defense, I didn't know he was a demon when we made the agreement.
I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back. The same guy that I was, more or less.
I mean, that's kind of the problem, I guess.
You don't feel like I'm the same?
No, I think you are. A lot's happened, okay?
A lot has happened, and I think you should process that.
Yeah,
Reflect.
You're right. Yeah, I should process that. In fact, I've spent plenty of time processing that. You haven't been there for any of it.
That is correct.
Sorry, I'm just catching up. He hasn't been there because he was dead, right?
Yes, Broom.
Okay. I'm good now. Sorry.
You're pretty caught up, Broom.
We cut back upstairs as they sit there and have this moment together, having this
you're
conversation.
Speculating that if Zothkug was the anchor for this demon to come to the material plane, that perhaps the demon can see things through Zoth's eyes. Do you think there's some sort of possession? Do you think, and then Alan, like, his eyebrows raise, do you think that Zoth was hinting at the fact that he is the Demogorgon's avatar or body?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. But all I'm saying, like if he was the Demogorgon, we don't know anything about the Demogorgon other than it's a really, really bad demon.
Yeah, then that's mostly just guessing from the name.
Right. But if it was, it wouldn't be hinting at us. This is the dumbest thing the Demogorgon could do.
That's true. Unless, I mean, we don't know the psyche of a Demogorgon.
Maybe it's a self-defeatist Demogorgon that continually sabotages itself. Like, we don't know.
Or
but
likes
my
to
point
play
is,
games.
yeah, my point is, if I was a really powerful demon and this really kind, really accommodating soul was like, yeah, man, I'll help you out. Why would I make a fair trade?
Yeah. I understand.
Why would I
that.
not take advantage of it as much as possible?
Mm-hmm.
And that body that Zoth's soul is in was made by it. I don't know what secret pocket or whatever. I don't want to be in a place where I mistrust Zoth because I love him to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dumbfounded when we saw him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's all I'm saying is that it was worth 15 minutes of us walking in different directions for a little bit for the sake of maybe a fluke, and there is something there. I don't have anything that I'm going on but a hunch. That's it. And I hope it's a bad hunch. But
think
it
that's fair.
seemed like the risk reward was totally worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be totally worth it. I don't know.
Well,
That's
now
all.
that we're here at the 14th balcony, let's see where's a good spot to hide this thing.
Well, anywhere that doesn't have a ton of etching. I mean, I can fabricate and move the stuff around as much as I need to, but it's I'm not the artsy type. So putting it back together, like I can put it back together, but I would rather make a smooth finish rather than little etchings and stuff.
Makes sense. So yeah, we'll look on the floor. Does the balcony seem like the thickness of the floor between each level is going to be enough to hide this in a thing of lead? Okay.
They're picture like big stone blocks, like what they used in the pyramids, like that kind of thickness.
Cool. So yeah, just trying
We'll
to find
pick a
good
block.
There you go. Just trying to find the most nondescript block.
Sure. You find one.
Okay.
All right.
Are you
Man, I hate to use this
clarify? Are
adamantine
you
on it,
using the
but-
adamantine and the mithril? Just as a reminder, those are also materials that you identified Laredith as wanting for her machine.
Laredith needed the adamantine?
She just had been bemoaning not having it. She thought it would make her life easier. They're not things that she was like, I can't build this without them. They were things that she thought would make the result better.
These could aid us in a couple of ways. How confident do you feel about protecting this thing without adamantine or mithril?
Well, okay, so lead 100% because we need it for the non-detection, right? Adamantine, I was actually thinking an adamantine cage around it, completely sealed, no lock, no nothing. It just looks like a slab of adamantine because I was thinking we would bring it with us. And if we're just hauling around with like a seemingly thin ingot of adamantine, it would, one, be inconspicuous, and two, be hard to break into unless I used fabricate to like defabricate parts of it. You know, that's kind of what I was thinking. So it doesn't necessarily need adamantine. I mean, when I look at this block DM, is this like a 4x4 foot block, or is it like a 10-foot block? Like, how big are these blocks of stone?
There may be. I mean, it's a 5-foot square because that's easy for me.
Sure.
So size wise, and then they're probably like 3 feet tall, 3 shins vertically.
So I mean, we're looking at 1.5 feet of stone encasing it. If we just sunk it into the stone, like we could do that. That's a possibility. You know, if we really want the the adamantine, maybe we could just get some iron out of there or something like that and encase it in iron and then encase it in there.
Well, I think the primary thing that we're scared about, aside from using the iron or the lead to keep it from being detected, is just opening. Correct? So what if one vertical and one horizontal band of adamantine that doesn't use all of the adamantine that I have, just uses a little bit of it, just to keep it from opening, so that if somehow it was dug into and found through the lead, even just accidentally, that there would be a level of extremely strong, very powerful material that, in order for it to be opened, would need to be broken.
A band, two bands around it would be enough for it to not slip out, and probably wouldn't use too much material, but
that's what I think. So that way
we could probably even use less material if I made it a chain.
Remember, there's only a small amount of each material here. Like they had token amounts of each material for study. They didn't necessarily intend to build anything with their collections of materials here. So that's the reason that you were able to take 4 materials when you were leaving, Alan, because they're just like little, handfuls worth of the material.
So probably maybe we just encase it in stone, unless there's, I don't know.
I think that will be enough because we're not transporting it anymore. If it is undetectable because of the iron, being just encased in stone is, or not because of the iron, because of the lead. I think just being encased in stone is enough.
Okay.
Because at that point, it's, no one's going to find it. If they somehow did, that is, I don't think we can be blamed for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I'll set the book on the ground, and I'll take the little cube of lead and set it on top of it, and I'm going to cast Fabricate, and it's going to like melt and get just like completely envelop it, almost like it's been dipped in bronze or something like that.
Cool. And then you're just going right into the stone?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, we cut back down to Zothkug and Fox, who have been having this talk.
I'm just saying, you can't just show up back in somebody's life after being dead and just expect things to be all fine and hunky-dory. All right? I'm glad you're back. I truly am. And that's... I don't know. I might never ever feel the same way, or it just might take some time. All right, but you can't just be like, Fox man, just get over it, bro. Like, no, I'm not, and I refuse to.
Get over it. I just wanted to figure out why you were acting so weird.
Because this is weird. All right, you telling me somebody who you grieved over, you watched die, that you spent a week trying to resurrect and with the best minds that you had available to you, and you still failed, and after all of that, they just show up after you've already processed, you have tried your best, you did everything you could, and you accepted they died, and then and here you are.
I mean, it's certainly not normal. I don't know. I didn't think you'd be so distant.
I didn't think you'd be alive.
That's fair.
So how about I'm gonna go back to trying my best to get through this whole, I don't know, whatever I'm doing with my life, and I'll try to be there for you and be supportive and all that, but I can't really give you much more than that right now, okay?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Since we have the time, do you want your leg back or not?
No.
Okay.
That's part of who I am.
Okay. I'll respect that. But if you do want it back, just ask.
If I ever want it back, I'll ask.
Zoth is gonna go in for a hug if Fox.
Fox kind of stiffs up, and then
we'll get through.
Kind of embraces it a little bit, but is clearly not a full hug.
Alan, as you and Jeb are walking back down the stairs to rejoin them, having finished your task of hiding the book, you are reminded of nearly a year ago, Fox, whose leg has just been cut off in the Umbral Sea, just railing against the world, and Zothkug trying to comfort him, Zoth reaching out for a hug and like holding him, and Fox stiffening up as the rain kind of comes down, and Zoth saying, "Look, man, I'll just be here whenever you need me." You just kind of see the pictures parallel as you walk back to the group, and then you re-enter the scene.
Well, it is hidden.
Oh, great.
Nice job, man. Nicely done. I think they made some real progress down here too.
Were you listening, Kenny?
Not like a ton, but at the end, it looked like there was like a really firm establishment of like mutual support, but also defining the boundaries of the relationship. And I just thought that was really good for you.
Are we? Do you still need to experiment with me jumping off this cliff? Is that something we need to do?
No, I actually feel quite confident that we'll all be able to jump off the cliff.
You want to go? Can we do something?
Yes, let's all jump off a cliff.
Okay.
Back to good old times.
Indeed. I can't believe Fox actually wants to jump off the cliff. This is exciting.
Oh, and just so that you guys know, the place where we hid the book, I put a small peppermint leaf
Are you sure?
insignia, just like kind of like barely recessed into the floor. So, you know, in case you guys need to come back and find it,
Okay.
or in case we need to send somebody else. That's where it's located.
All right.
I think with the intricate carvings on the floor, it's something that anyone who does not know specifically to look for that carving will miss. So
Hey, Broom.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
And I say this in my own head, so I'm just like, can you hear my thoughts?
Yeah, bro.
You just see Fox's eyes light up, like for no reason. You're like,
Yeah, isn't it
Fox,
awesome?
what
We
is
could
it?
totally talk about people they'd never know.
there's no
All right.
people up here for you to pickpocket besides us, Fox.
so in my own head, I'm just like, so you're telling me this whole time I could just been having conversations with you without sounding like I'm crazy?
Yeah, dude.
Wait a minute.
You can't sweep this kind of gossip under the rug.
I'm gonna say it in my mind again. Can you send a message to Jeb then? Can you say
what do you want me to say?
I said hi?
Yeah. Jeb, you hear in the back of your head, just suddenly out of nowhere, hey, Fox says hi.
No, it's a demon. What?
Jeb, man,
Oh.
what is it?
No, Jeb, that was the broom. that was the broom.
Oh man, you gotta warn a fella.
I'm sorry. I just found out that I never had to speak out loud this entire
I'm
time.
a little strung out right now. It's been a big day, and I'm worried about things possessing people. You know, the first sign is you hear voices in your head.
Hey, man, if you're feeling like high strung and like really stressed, I have
No.
got the perfect
Friends don't let friends
friends
do apple
don't.
cats.
Why not, dude? Friends should always share apple cats. Look,
Oh,
it's
okay,
off,
okay.
man. You want an apple cat?
Not right now, man. We've been over it. We've had this conversation.
You're right.
share
We've
an
totally
apple
talked
pie.
about it. That's my bad. What about you, Fox?
You know what? I'm glad to share one with you. Just maybe not right now.
Broom?
Maybe not right now is the
What
time.
do you think, Broom? Yeah, all right. I respect that. Alan?
Alan considers the multiple packs of parachutes he's holding like slung over his arm. Actually, yes, that sounds perfect.
There you go, man. And he hands you a fresh apple cat.
Yep. Alan is
Whoa.
getting ready to fall for the umpteenth time.
Wait. And I say this to my mind to the broom. Broom, were you able to talk to anyone before we showed up? Like after everybody left?
Yeah,
Like were you able?
I asked this lazy big dude that you found to take me with him so I could go on adventures, but he wouldn't. He didn't clean it at all. It was gross.
Did he respond to you at all?
He just was like, "Nah, I'm good, man."
So you don't need a weave. I don't even know if you have the ability to comprehend this, but do you not need a weave to speak?
I have no idea what that means, dude. I'm a broom. I swept up a weave once. It was disgusting.
Jeb, I think this broom might be really functional.
I'm a broom. I'm so functional.
That
for like our uses.
You see dirt on the ground, sweep it up with me. That's my function.
Wait, how far can you talk? Do you have like an inherent feeling of like how far you can, I guess, yell?
No, just to people like right next to me, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still important. Okay, never mind. Never mind, Jeff.
This broom's not functional.
I mean, like, it's still useful. This is a useful broom. I'm just saying.
Do we want to take the broom with us?
I didn't think that was a question. I was.
Are you like getting into cleaning?
No, I'm just saying. All right, listen. And I say in my mind to the broom, "Hey, can you pass this on to? Trying to prove a point.
Oh, please don't make him do anything.
Can you speak to Alan and can you tell him like that we can speak this way between each other? That you're like the middleman. Can you explain that to Alan?
I can try. Hey, Alan. Fox says that he and I can talk like this, and that's good.
Alan will like very carefully, like, as if, because he's never mentally communicated like this with anyone before. Like it mentally just interesting.
What is
What
is happening?
Fox?
Foxy says it's interesting.
See,
mean,
that's
it's
what I'm
nothing special.
saying. I say that out loud.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is nothing special, and I cast message at Alan. See?
You're right. It isn't.
Well, no, but
anything crazy.
this doesn't cost anything.
But also the,
Yeah,
the
neither
broom
does message.
does have a very
It is talking to it.
pleasant whisper.
Yeah, dude.
I see how it is. I see
Well,
how it is.
just like, pleasant sounding voice. It's very friendly.
Guys,
Yeah.
if we want to talk telepathically,
It's
Jeb,
friendly.
I find your voice very comforting and friendly.
Yeah.
Guys,
hmm
if we want to communicate telepathically, I can create a telepathic link for up to an hour for free.
Yeah, but this is free.
Well,
Mine is too. It just takes
yeah.
10 minutes of ritual casting.
Yeah, this takes nothing.
Yeah, but it's only the broom to one other person. I can do it to all of us.
You know,
reinvent
I remember.
I
remember.
Sorry, Broom, you got to speak up. Really, I know you have like a quiet voice, but I can't hear you when other people are talking.
Sorry, man. I was just saying, why are they so convinced to like reinvent the wheel right now? Like, I already got it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what I'm saying. Broom's got my
remember-
back. I'm taking the broom with me.
That's fine.
I remember
super
reading one of the Grey Watch comic books when I was a kid, and one of them had like a broom that she like rode around on.
Can you fly, Broom?
I have no idea. I've never tried.
Hey, we're actually about to have a great opportunity to test that. Very
true.
soon.
I'm down.
And if
So-
you can't, it might just feel like you are.
Yeah. So, Broom, if you can't fly, we're about to fall very far. So I really hope you can.
Well, that's why we have these, and Alan will once again hold up the cluster of
Mine's the small one.
parachute packs.
Yeah, but those aren't going to work for the broom. Wink, wink.
I completely do
Yeah.
not understand what you were meant to imply with
There's
those
only
links.
4.
And then you use one.
Well, okay, yeah. Alan ruined it. Yeah, Broom. I was gonna pull a little prank on you.
I'm just a broom, but I'm a broom that lived its life in a citadel that's a repository of arcane knowledge. Come on, man. Give me some credit.
It would have been funny. I guess I can't really see your
An
face.
interesting question. Do brooms read?
No.
You know what I'm curious
I
about
don't
is
He
like,
said no.
Okay.
why does the broom's voice sound so dusty?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at the broom. Is it
That
like
sounds like the setup
not
for
clean?
a punchline.
is the broom not clean?
No, I'm just trying not to be an abrasive presence.
Well, you're very quiet.
Yeah.
Usually,
And unabrasive.
that's that's valid. You know what?
You were walking along, and I could have been like, hey, man, take me on the adventure. But then you would have been just like you're doing right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
instead
You know
I was
what?
like, "Psst, hey, can I come?" And that's so much more respectful.
Yeah, no,
We're in a
I agree.
library,
Sorry,
for
me and the
God's
broom are having a
sake.
conversation about indoor and outdoor voices, and I think imagine if the voice you heard in your head just earlier was really loud and like yelled at you. I
Yeah,
probably
that would
wouldn't
be
have been.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That would have been very demonic.
All right. I do believe
Okay.
we should begin to.
Are you a demon?
Prepare.
Broom?
The broom is not a demon. Alan will start handing out the parachute packs and just
I'd fist bump you right now.
Alan is going to hand out the parachute packs and be like, all right, I believe it is time that we begin our descent.
Do we know which side of this
I am
face
not
that we
looking
have to
forward
jump
to
off to land like near roughly where we started?
If
Alan
I
will try to
understand, this
remember.
thing is like 15 miles wide or something, so probably on the side that we're on.
Well, I don't know. It took 6 months. I think that would wrap around at least a couple times. It might not match up perfectly to the side we're on.
That's a fair point. Let me look up. We got to go that way.
You wanna share with the rest of the class, Jeb?
Yeah, DM, how far is it away in the direction that I pointed that we need to go? To the western edge.
I'm not sure I understand the question. How far is it to walk to the western edge to jump off the western edge?
Yes.
I don't know, less than 15 miles.
Tally ho!
All right.
He's going to summon his phantasmal steed and be like, sure sucks to be your feet right now. Let's go.
I put the broom between my legs. Broom, if you can fly, now's the time to show me.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Huh! I jump.
You land back on your feet.
All right, Broom. And it was a long shot. I know.
There we were doing it.
Yeah, we were doing it for a second. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's probably like a muscle. Like I'll build up. We'll get
Yeah. We can keep training. We can keep training. Yeah. I just kind of skip down.
Yeah, look at us go.
You know what? I'll cast fly on Fox.
I told you I could do it. Look
Broom, I think you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
All right.
Well, Ellen and Kat.
Guys, my broom flies.
Yep, time to
So
it's walk.
So
Like,
I
not
just-
like we've been doing that
I
the whole
just
time.
lean over the edge and then go. Like,
Once we get there.
Yeah, we got a little bit, but yes, it will be leaning over the edge and then going, and then we need to all make sure that we stay together. We're going to,
how do we do that? That sounds like it's going to be a major athletic feat for us to
Tie a
achieve.
rope around all of us.
Well, Alan, when these things open up, we don't want to be like right next to each other, right?
this is true. We will need to time our separation to be, at the correct moment, which will be
It
require
sounds
some.
like a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, maybe this is a 2 apple cat instance.
I was just thinking that maybe another apple cat would help with this.
What if we just tie ropes around each other?
Like I said, we want to be able, or like Jeb said, and then I reiterated.
I don't know. These
We want to
things
be
on
able
our
to
back
separate
look
at a
really
certain point.
complicated, and if that rope tangles it up, I don't know what that'll do. But it based off of the few experiments I've done, I feel like that would be bad. It feels like it needs a lot of room to expand, and if the ropes get in the way,
The ropes could be up to 50 feet if we all have one.
yeah, I'm just saying. Well, okay, what if I pull slightly before you do it?
This is tying us together as we're trying to like float down. This is a terrible idea.
I
I'm
agree.
saying we have to
Terrible
stick
idea.
together.
We need to stick together until we don't. Does that make sense?
No.
No,
Not in the slightest.
We can hold hands
We can
and
hold
then
hands
let go.
and then let go after probably, I don't know.
we said it was going to be about an hour of falling, or was it less than that?
We redid the math and we came out with closer to 10 or 15 minutes. So I said that we
15
would do
minutes.
10 checks
Oh, I was off by 4.
of the fall.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
10 checks?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
The average skydiver is in free fall for less than 1 minute.
We're
So-
Felix Baumgartnering it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
athletics checks are to maintain your like falling in formation together, and I'm just doing 1 per minute. It's a combination of resisting the G forces, maintaining your body
Yeah.
position, all
Yeah.
of the things that go into doing skydiving.
Keeping yourself mentally
It's-
Yeah.
together.
Your
Yeah.
reaction times. And you can use athletics or acrobatics only if you're trained in one of those. Otherwise, you will have to use raw strength.
Well-
It is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes of, well, I would say 10 to 13 minutes, 14 minutes of staying together, and then about a minute of not staying together, and then
just so I'm clear,
and then pulling the cord.
and just so I'm clear, we have no idea if your boat is down there.
We have an estimation.
If we miss this landing, we're just gonna plummet into the sea very
No,
slowly.
the goal is to land on. We could also land on your boat.
My boat is inside the pillar,
Wait, Alan.
and you said you gutted it.
I thought
but it's
I
still a
thought these
It's a
I thought
landing
these things
spot.
were like gliding out. I didn't know these were just going down.
They are
Just open it
going.
at the top.
well, no,
they're-
remember we
They're
tested
going
it. I
down,
can
but
pull
they're
on the
steering.
sides.
We can
Yeah.
steer.
Oh,
so-
right. Okay.
So the idea is that we should be able to steer ourselves back towards the pillar.
Can
If
we
needed.
just start with them out?
Yeah, so I guess clarify for me then, is your plan to land on the... I thought you were going back to where you started your climb. Are you instead trying to like leave the pillar behind and get to the mountains of stainless or something?
No, no. The goal was to get back to where we started, but
Okay.
with I guess Alan's thought was with the steering, you should be able to bank back in
Back
towards the
into it.
pillar.
Alan, maybe it's been a long time, like a half a year, but we have not made any communication with our ship. And they were all going off to do things and rendezvous with other adventuring teams. Like, they're not going to be down there.
Didn't they say,
Well-
when did they say they'd be back?
I thought they said they would be back. Can I roll
We
a
didn't tell
history
them
check?
6 months.
Can I roll a memory check here?
Yeah, roll a history check.
Zoth wouldn't know because he wasn't there.
He wasn't.
26.
26. If now I'm trying to roll the check. If I recall correctly, I think you had estimated while you were on the Cug boat how long the climb would be, because I think Laredith helped you make those calculations.
Okay,
So I
okay.
believe they would have then expected you to take 6 months up, maybe a week doing stuff, and 6 months down would probably have been
Oh.
their anticipated timeline for you.
Okay.
So
So
we
if we
might
get down a lot
need-
faster, we probably should bank on finding our own way to communicate with them. Probably land. I mean, we're in the middle of, like, on the edge of the coastline, right? Like, maybe we can get to a village or something and find a contact.
Or
We
just
need to
walk down.
reconfigure these things to go out, or like, to get away from this thing.
Which they can.
I'm gonna put this D6 on the pillar that they're on right now.
I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we're on the north pillar.
No, they're
Yeah,
on this pillar
which
right
means
here.
that it's. And these are 30-mile hexes, if I remember.
They are
correctly.
30-mile hexes.
So that means we're 30 miles from shore.
Couldn't we just walk down and then they'll be there when we thought they would be?
It just depends on
That's
whether we
6 months.
think that.
I mean, they're
15
going to be
minutes.
6 months anyway.
That's the thing is, are we confident that we can get back in contact with the ship and reconvene with them, even though they're not expecting it, faster than 6 months if we jump off now and find a village?
I bet I could
I think
do that.
so. I honestly think so. I think if
Okay, you can?
I mean,
well, I'm-
it would be a use of some of the magic stored up inside me, but like we're gonna have to use some of that magic to pull this thing off, right? Like I think I could probably just send up like a sort of arcane flare type thing. Well, it'd be divine because I did it, but send up a flare that would be really visible. The problem is that like it wouldn't just be visible to your guys. More than 4 guys would see it. Is what I'm saying.
can't you message the other avatars potentially?
I could try that. I think hang on. Let me check my spell list, dog.
I mean, I'm gonna breathe, Fox. Don't bring it up if it's not a problem yet.
I mean,
Did you say that out loud?
I did.
I'm really
What's
curious
that
now.
problem yet?
Yeah, I'm about to be potentially very upset.
Why?
I I don't want to make a big deal out of it if it's not a thing to make a big deal out of.
The more you delay it, the bigger of a deal it's making.
Well, I'm
it out.
waiting
It's
for
just like
for
Field of Manning.
Kay
Now's
to
the
tell
time.
us.
Say it. Oh, okay.
I'm waiting if Kay has the ability to talk with the other avatars, I will be grateful in this moment, but upset at
Oh, I
perhaps
get what you're saying.
why he hasn't before.
Yeah.
Probably the Apple Cats.
Probably the
That
Apple
is
Cats.
Probably part of it.
No, dude, I'm sorry. I could find them and tell you where they were, but I wouldn't be able to like talk to them or anything.
Well,
What isn't there, Jeb, you would know. Back before the Darkening, wasn't there a magical way to send a message on like any distance as long as you
Yeah.
knew the recipient?
100%.
Was it
Like, called message?
Was that message
No.
or was that sending?
It's called sending, but it requires a weave for the message to travel across, and without any weave, we don't have any distance. Like I could do sending. Well, I could probably
Well,
figure it out. But if I did
Kay
it now, it's only
doesn't-
gonna have like a range.
Have a we right? Could Kay send?
Yeah, his hair is natural.
We could try it. Let's see if it works. I don't know that spell, but I have some of the, I've got this repository of magic. Maybe we can use it just in like a burst. You know what I'm saying?
No, but okay.
All right.
Well, are you saying you'd fuel one of our spells?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I could try.
So instead of fueling it with
basically-
arcane, we fuel it with divine.
Right. That's what I'm saying. See, he gets it because he's had an apple cat earlier today.
No,
and if you had had an
purely
apple cat,
coincidental.
you would get it.
I mean,
Purely
Jeb,
coincidental.
you're the
I don't have sending.
Jeb and
I don't know how
Owlin.
to do it.
You two are the.
I also do not have sending.
I do not have sending.
We're the sober ones. You are correct.
Well, I mean, maybe we
Well,
can
I'm not
find something
Oh,
in this.
oh.
Surely, somewhere in this library is a scroll of sending.
Oh.
Doesn't Soth, can't you use sending?
I'm going through actually. I don't have it prepared at the moment. Let me
You got your
We got
flashcards out
time.
in front of you?
see. Yeah.
we do have time.
We have 6 months.
The likelihood of there being a scroll of sending here is actually probably high. Could Alan roll like Arcana or History to, I guess, double check that statement?
I need to check something.
They
Oh,
don't
wait,
have
but-
a lot of like the single scrolls with the spells in them. This is like they have to be really powerful by the time they show up. So for the most part, like they have
Gotcha.
their spell books by the time they get here.
Wait,
So
guys,
you'd
I
be
do
looking
have
for like a full wizard spell book, and that is one of the things they are least likely to have left behind. But there are some of the wizards who have died here who like you could maybe check their rooms. There's a small chance that you'd find something in there.
Guys, I do have it prepared.
Oh,
There you go.
All right. I don't. Maybe you two know how divine, arcane. I don't know why there's a difference. All right, is what I'm trying to say. This is not my wheelhouse.
Well, I didn't have a weave to use it before.
But I'm saying, Alan, Jeb, do you have any ideas how we can help Kay? Or Kay, are you just gonna vibe it out?
We're just gonna vibe it out, but I'm curious, like, are they gonna even know what to do with it if Zothkug's voice appears in their heads?
Probably not.
Wow, so many great ideas. All at once.
Just as long as we make it clear in the message, right, that we need to pick up.
What if Zoth tries his best to sound like Owlin?
No, I
So
think
that-
the more he
That's a poor
distorts his
idea.
voice, it's gonna sound more suspicious.
Oh, yeah,
think I
we
just
don't
sent
want to
it
be
as me.
suspicious. That would not be good.
Maybe you guys could help me choose the 25 words. I don't think I'm the best for the message itself.
Okay.
You'd be like, hey, bros.
See,
come
those are two
get us."
two words.
Okay. We can craft this, right? Because this is really important. Because if they don't believe it or they don't get it, do we even know if it'll be successful? Well, they
We
can send a
don't
message
know.
back, right? That's how sending works. But would they be able to if we're doing it in this weird?
I think it
Way.
just sends the message. Oh wait. Oh no, they can answer back.
I know your spells better than you do.
Well, but they
Yeah,
also
so you're
have
getting
this,
better, pup.
but they also
Figured it
don't
out.
have the they don't have the amount of magical power that K does to send it back. Unless K can create like an open channel for them
I
to
have
send it
no
back.
idea what I can do, buddy, but we're gonna give it a go.
All right. I'm gonna count. Sent via divine. That's 3 words.
Great job.
Zoth, Jeb, Owlin, Fox, K. That's 5, right?
Yeah.
That's 8. Done at tower. Need pickup. That's another 5. So that's
You are
13.
so good with numbers.
Okay. Zoth, resurrected.
Should we start with
Explain later. They're gonna get it all at once. It doesn't matter.
that? They're not gonna get every word at the same time.
All right, that's another 5. That's 15, 18. 7 words. Anything else? Is maybe something sent in those 7 words to verify our identity?
Maybe where to pick us up.
I mean, yeah, where to pick us up is pretty vital.
We are at K's wreck.
Is that where we're gonna meet him?
I mean,
Yes.
that's the best place. If they're gonna meet us instead.
Mhm.
That's another 5. So 2 words left. Thank you.
Hey man,
It's good to be polite. I don't know how to use those last 2 words. How's that sound to you guys?
I think we start with hey man, so they know it's me.
Okay, fine.
That's fair.
Sure, yeah.
Although
So
who on the ship would know you? I mean,
I could send it to
we have
yeah.
such an extended career. Oh, yes, send it to yeah. That is perfect.
did somebody write that down?
No, I thought you
hey,
were writing it down. You were looking down to
man.
the ground when you were doing it.
Sent via divine. Zoth, Fox, Owlin, Jeb. Need pick up.
What about K?
Oh, Fox, you're right. Jeb, K. Done at tower. Need pickup. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
At K ship.
Need pickup at K's ship. I felt like I said more than that because that's less words.
You said
This is
something
a
about
more
me being
efficient
resurrected.
message.
Oh,
We will die. Probably need resurrection.
Zoth was resurrected. Explain later.
I feel like we should put that first and say instead of Zoth, I.
Okay. Hey man, sent via divine. Zoth was Zoth. Zoth was resurrected. Explain later. Fox, Allen, Jeb, K. Done at tower. Need pickup at K ship.
If you just say donut instead of done at, you could save a word and they'll probably know what we're talking about.
Do we need to save a word?
Jeb invents text speak. While you've been doing this, Kay has sat down and he's kind of poured some powdered applicat onto the ground and drawn a sort of magic circle looking thing with it. And he puts the lit end of the applicat he's smoking into it, and the whole thing catches fire. And then he kind of has Zoth lean in and like breathe in deeply. And Zoth, you get just a little bit of that sense of divine magic back in your core. What are the 25 words you say?
The ones we discussed as a group.
Yeah, what were they?
That's 7.
No.
All right, at least let him actually.
I'll let him
try.
start over.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going to have to do this. I would have written it down myself.
That
Wait,
is a you problem. Players not taking notes. That's a you
Hey,
problem.
maybe you should check Twitch chat. Where do you think I was writing it?
Metagaming. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I know my player in this house, and I know we would have been effed. Okay.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Hey, man. Sent via divine. Izoth was resurrected. Explain later. I, Fox, Alan, Jeb, and Kay are done at the tower. Need pickup at ship.
You don't get any response.
I mean, we didn't even know if
You feel that you have cast the spell. Like you've done
Yeah.
your best.
we don't even know if they would be able to reach it. Never mind to come back. So, I mean, worst case scenario, we get down there and we set up camp for 6 months.
No, worst case scenario, it takes 6 months to get down there, and then they don't show up, and it takes 6 months to go back up.
I think
I think the worst case scenario might actually be if we get down there and then we like die of resource deprivation.
Yeah, like I don't. How many apples you got?
Wait, we
Probably
have
not
sorry,
6 months of apples.
we have
for
the weave
5
with
of
us, right? Surely there's books here that would explain a spell. Like I know adventurers I would hear about would before the Darkening could just cast spells to give themselves food and substance.
First I've ever heard of that.
Wasn't that not a thing?
I mean, I
Like,
know some spells
I
that
said
make
it's the
like
first I've heard
feasts
of
and
it.
stuff, but like if I'm supposed to also do the cataclysmic ritual, like I really don't know. That
No,
it's a
no,
good
but we
idea
have
to
the
use
weave
that.
with us, so if we can learn how to cast them arcanely.
Oh, I have no idea if there are any arcane versions.
But there's, I mean, this is we're in a wizard's tower.
No, we're not. We're like almost a mile out. Do we need to go all the way back?
Well, I'm debating that. It's not like
You
the ship's
just
gonna show
called
up in
your
15
ride,
minutes.
like-
Oh, it's not. It's they're not anywhere near.
What if it just
Right?
takes a long time for the descend and receive?
I don't know. I thought it was instantaneous with these things.
When I
but-
cast message, you normally have to respond really quickly.
I think we should go.
I also think we should go. I guess I just am more debating as to whether it is smarter to.
All right, listen. How long is it going to take to walk back? Ask the information thingy hologram. What did I call him? Dirty 2, and just ask him if there's something that we can bring with us, and we can just bring that.
We've already
Well, we
looked
brought
for like
enough. We
supplies
brought
and
enough
stuff, man.
resource. Did we not bring enough resources to last us a year? Because we already expected that it would take us a year.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I'm just saying it's that's a really useful spell if that works, and if the cost of it is another couple hours walking back and forth, I'm willing to pay that price.
You want to catch up?
You know what? Yeah, I'll catch up. I mean, I'm the one who cast Featherfall, so if anything goes wrong,
Well, I guess that's what I'm more debating is whether we attempt to maneuver to the meeting place using the parachutes, or whether we attempt to just fly out as far as we can.
You could just take the original plan and walk. That
we just
you guys-
asked for a ride, and we told them where we're gonna meet them. Whether or not they get that message is different, but if they didn't, then we're gonna have to at least wait some time that would be reasonable to expect that they got that message. So if they don't show up within that time, then we can use these parachutes again and go wherever we need to go.
Well, then let's do that. We'll
say how long they would like where they were going, like how far away are they?
Hey, I don't know if this is helpful, but I was just thinking about what you were saying about gliding, like away from the tower and going to the other places. And, you know, I'm pretty sure there are books up here that record that, like, depending on the conditions that you're gliding in, like, gliding can be, you know, people have glided in excess of 300 miles in length at an altitude of 18,000 feet, and we're way higher than that right now. So you could probably glide for a really long way, but it would probably be really strenuous.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This room's really helpful.
This room is extremely helpful.
I live in a library.
As I said before, I think it should be a two-stage usage of the parachutes. One, to maneuver ourselves to the meeting spot, and then we wait for what we consider in a reasonable amount of time for them to receive our message and meet us there. If there's a point where we feel as though we've waited long enough, we can attempt to glide out somewhere and then get in contact with Forgav at a village or using a contact or...
Then can we at least go back and just go check the library for the book about, you know, maybe they have air currents documented.
Okay, yes, we can do that. That is fine.
All right. And while you look for air current stuff, I'm going to look for making sure we don't ever starve to death in the future.
I just find it somewhat funny that we just kind of continue to like...
Oh, I didn't think about it until now.
And then we go back and then we get more books and then, oh, yep, we're going to do this. And then we do that again. But it makes sense. Let's just do that then.
I just kind of want to go.
I also kind of just want to go.
I just want to go.
I'm pretty much ready to go, guys.
All right, let's just go. I'm sorry, Fox.
All right, so are we going in the tower or away from the tower?
In the tower first.
In the tower. You got it. And Kay jumps.
Oh, that is not okay.
We're all jumping.
Let's follow Kay.
I jump.
Yep, jump.
I cast enhance ability on myself and give me bear's
Actually,
strength, and
I
then
don't
I
jump. I trip.
Okay.
I just rolled for it. I trip.
Okay. You trip. So all of you fall off the side. Fox, you'll make your first roll at disadvantage. Again, if you're trained in it, you can use acrobatics or athletics, whichever of them you're trained in. If not, it is a raw strength check. Go ahead and roll the first one.
13.
Disadvantage.
I
I have a
get
plus
advantage.
9. I have a plus 9. I have a plus 9, and I roll a 3 on the die.
12.
That's a 12.
I got a 14. I didn't do much, but I also have a plus 9, by the way. Yeah, I got 14.
I got a 15.
What did Zoth get?
13.
The first one is a DC 10. All four of you snap into formation. Let me see how Kay did. I forgot to roll for him. Kay got a 17 on the die. Kay snaps into formation with you. And you are now falling, the five of you doing that cool spiral thing that like all the awesome looking like teams do when they first jump out of the airplane. You've all got your your arms are spread in perfect formation. However, you're starting to accelerate. The wind is starting to buffet you, especially as you fall further down the tower. You know, it's getting a little bit more intense. And as the first minute goes by, nothing but the pounding of your heart, the rushing of the wind, you roll your next check. Kay passes. He holds his formation even as it's starting to get tight and tense.
26.
So I'll bet a 16.
23.
16.
What was Alan's again?
26.
The DC on this one was 12. You all maintain your formation. The wind whipping past you.
Okay with
it's getting tighter and crazier. Fox yelling across, I'm not okay with this. You're starting to almost spin in a circle. Like you're focusing so hard on staying near each other. Maybe you're kind of grabbed at the wrists so that you kind of stay in that loop. But the wind itself is starting to spin the ring of you. And it's starting to get crazier and crazier as you're falling here. Jeb, is that a DM question?
Yes.
What's
Well,
up?
actually, it's a thing that I would like to do within this round.
Okay.
Since we're all holding hands, Jeb would like to cast Enhance Ability at 6th level.
Holy cow.
1, 2, 3, 4, which means I can target up to 4 other creatures to give Bull's strength to everybody. Everybody gets advantage on
Yay.
strength checks for the next hour.
Enhance
Oh,
ability
yes.
has a material component, so Jeb would have to let go to get to his component pouch in order to cast that spell. Are you comfortable with
Yes.
rolling your next check at disadvantage? So basically, we just cancel out your current advantage, and it'd be a normal check, basically to represent like Jeb is not staying fully focused on just doing the jump.
It's worth it.
Okay,
It's worth it. No, that's this round's one or the next coming round.
like the next upcoming one. So it'll be check number 3 that he'll
Oh.
roll that way. Okay.
I already said it. This is not going to be good. I should have done it earlier.
The wind
Wide retreat.
whipping past. You've pretty much reached terminal velocity at this point, and so now it's like a mental battle. It's just, can you keep yourself in this position, or are you going to cave and let go of one of your different tensed muscles and kind of lose your form, which will kind of spiral you into the others, and the whole ring will collapse. And so as you're falling here, things are getting more intense. We're going to roll the next round of saves.
Question.
Yeah.
Depending on how Jeb rolls, do we still get the advantage or disadvantage or whatever?
No, Jeb casts the spell, and then because he had to get into his component pouch, now he's thinking about like rejoining the ring instead of putting all of his attention on like what he's doing with his body.
Secondly, since it's a strength boost and I roll acrobatics, do I get that advantage?
It would still just be a strength boost for you. So no, you wouldn't be using strength at that time.
Okay.
Can I select? I don't think I can.
No,
select
it has to be whatever one you pick for everybody. I've got
you
the spell
pick
in front
one,
of me.
and then you can target multiples. Okay,
And it's just a boost, not an advantage.
it's advantage.
Oh, it's advantage?
Yeah.
Advantage on strength checks.
Then I might just roll raw strength if it's advantage. I don't know.
Alan got a 25 on this next round.
Okay.
Zoff got an 11.
Okay.
I'm rolling acrobatics.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stick with what I know best.
So was I able to cast it?
Yes, you cast it.
Okay, so I cast it, but then I'm not getting the benefits of the advantage
Just
on
for
it
this
in
next
situation.
round. Yeah.
Gotcha. I got 2.
Oh no. What did Fox get?
I got a 12.
You got a 12. Okay. Zoth and Jeb both failed their checks and fall out of the ring as there are now 3 of you still in the ring. Kay, Owlin, and Fox all succeeded on their saves. Jeb and Fox, it's just like a momentary sort of like stretching or rearranging, and it's enough that the wind just rips you out of the ring and you start to kind of fall off to the side. You will now need to make your next roll there's basically 2 checks to pass for the next round because you need to get back to the group and then rejoin the ring. The others will continue making single checks. The wind, whooshing through your hair. At this point, you're like, if this thing gets too out of hand, you can envision yourselves going way off into the distance here. You're being pulled away from the tower, essentially, just like how the wind would shear off the side of it. So that wind has kind of caught you and is yanking you away. We're going to roll again. And Kay fails his roll. So Kay is going to let go and fall out of the ring.
He has advantage, right?
Oh, you're right. He has advantage. Let me roll it again. Kay passes. You saved Kay. Fox, Owlin, how did you do? And then we'll check in with our strays.
24.
25.
All right, Owlin and Fox are good. Jeb, how'd you do?
And I'm rolling this one with advantage.
Yeah,
Right.
You get your advantage now.
18.
Okay, so with that 18, you're able to angle your body the right way. You just need to get back into the ring. So let's roll again to see if you can rejoin the ring of people.
Will this include advantage as well?
Yeah, it's another strength check.
Okay. 16.
16. Jeb is able to get back into the ring by like force of will. His duster jacket just flaring behind him as he falls. Let's check in with Zothkug.
I rolled the same number twice, and it was a 3 for a total of 2.
Ooh. Zoth fails another check and is pulled further. If Zoth dies in this fall,
Oh my God.
Zoth is pulled away even further from the group. At this point, the ring that is now together, you will need to go and get Zoth. So both of you will need to be working together to recapture Zoth and then get back to the landing point. We've
Okay.
fallen 4 rounds out of 10.
Okay.
So this next round, the group is going to roll a collective strength check. So everybody's going to roll, and if the average of the rolls is higher than, basically think of them as pass fails with a DC of 12, and if enough of you pass, then you move towards Zoth, and that will determine his roll. So Kay's going to roll. He's got advantage because it's a strength check. K is a pass.
Alan is a 21 pass.
Okay, so that's already enough. The ring has passed, so you're able to move towards Zothkug.
Natural 20, baby.
Natural 20, that's enough to grab him if he succeeds on his check to move towards you. So Zothkug, roll your check. Remember, you have
got a
advantage if
natural
it's a
20.
strength skill because you're...
Oh!
What was it?
I got a natural 20 minus 1 for a 19.
Nice. So
Which still
between your
crits in
nat
my
20 and
presence.
Jeb's nat 20 and the power of friendship, you're able to reconnect with Zothkug, which will bring us to this fifth round. As the wind whooshing through it now, like you're all starting to feel it. Muscles are starting to cramp. You're starting to sweat. It's beginning to get to the point now where it's not just wind rushing past making a howling noise. It's starting to cut through your clothes and like you can feel that like bite. When the wind like gets through your jacket and it's like, oh, now it's like kind of sharp and I can feel it on my skin. As you continue falling, this is the 6th of 10 rounds of skydiving. We're gonna roll the athletics checks, or strength or acrobatics. K is a pass.
Alan is also a pass.
Sorry, I should specify that DC is 14 this round.
You
22.
still have advantage, right?
Yeah, you have advantage.
Yeah, we have
Thank
advantage
God.
the whole time because it lasts like an hour.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Then
19.
17.
Okay.
16.
All right. All of you have passed this round. You're holding it together as best you can. But man, it's starting to get tough. You've been falling at this point for 7 minutes, nearly silent free fall, except for a quick yell to coordinate catching Zothkug when he got ripped away by the wind. The 5 of you skydiving, you're still holding that position. You can start to see the mist appearing beneath you. Your ears are popping from the altitude change. The hair, like those of you with long hair, especially Fox, there's always that risk of it like blowing into your face and you're trying to like shake your head to get it back out of your eyes as we roll again for the 8th of 10 rounds of falling. This one is a DC
27.
15.
Zoth got a 12.
I got an 8.
I got a 9 plus 18. 27.
Zoth and Jeb, both of them fail, get ripped out of the circle, and K's nat 20. He grabs you, he grabs one of you and rips you back into the circle, and it's enough that the other of you has a chance to catch him. So Jeb, roll again with your advantage to see if you can get yanked back in through the power of friendship, basically.
What's the DC?
15.
I rolled a 15.
Oh,
Right.
All right.
I have a
Jeb,
+0 strength.
Jeb barely makes it back into the circle. We're in round 9 of 10 rounds of free fall here. This is the round where you need to pull your chutes. And so I will give you the choice to make either a dexterity save to get the timing right, because it's not that hard of a cord to pull, or you can continue using your athletics, like your trained skill. But it won't be a strength save because that doesn't really make any sense for pulling the cord. So it's either a dexterity save or your trained athletics or acrobatics skill. Or if you're trained in survival, I would accept that too. So you can choose what you're going to roll. For K, it's going to be a dexterity save. And here
Alan
comes
got a
K's roll.
17.
And the DC here is a 12.
Okay.
All right.
Zoth made a dex save at 8.
Okay.
I rolled 13.
Okay.
I'm just doing a straight roll because I'm not trained in anything relevant.
Okay.
But I taught you how to pick a lock once. That's gotta count, right?
I rolled a strength check of 11.
All right.
It's Dex, right? It's a Dex save.
It's a dex save.
Oh, it's a dex save?
Yeah.
12.
12 is a success.
Yes.
Owlin, you rip
Was
the
that
cord.
was it really?
Yeah, Owlin,
Yeah.
you
12?
Owlin,
Oh,
you rip the
snap.
cord. Boom. Your canvas parachute expands outwards and it catches you. You should be able to land easily. Fox, you know, you're counting down the seconds. You see Owlin let go, and you've been waiting for it this whole fall. You immediately rip your own cord. Boom, the canvas expands outwards and catches you. Next to you,
Let's go,
Jeb
let's go.
fumbles like he misses the cord and then reaches back up and grabs it and pulls it, and it's still Jeb's going to be able to make his landing pretty easily. Zoth and Kay both miss their cord. Like they reach up to pull it and miss it, and they continue falling. They have one more round, and this time it's a roll at disadvantage unless someone's going to intervene.
I'm gonna intervene.
Okay.
We're too close for this. I'm not leaving it up to chance.
Okay.
I'm casting Featherfall on them.
Okay.
Pulling out the sacks real quick. Now that I have my parachute open, I let go of the little handles, grab my sack strapped to the side of my backpack, and I'm like,
Just so we understand the ramifications of your decisions, if you do this, I'm going to make you roll next round. Instead of an easy landing, you're going to have to roll to regain control of your hang glider and get it to where it needs to go.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. So Fox is going to cast Featherfall on Zoth and Kay, which is going to slow them both down, but because they're... Go ahead.
And on myself.
Okay, and on yourself.
Yeah,
So
why
it's going to
not?
it slows all of you down then, the three of you. And because of that, your parachute, like it no longer is catching the air. It's going to fall down and kind of like drape over your shoulders.
Sure.
Zoth and Kay similarly have their falls arrested, but are now unable to, like, if they pull the chute, it's not going to open and catch the air, which means they have no way of steering.
No. So they haven't pulled them yet, right?
They have not pulled them yet.
Okay, guys, pull your chutes when I dispel. Okay, you have it. Grab it. Good. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you're going to roll that save with advantage, Zothkug, and Kay is going to do the same thing. The DC again is a 12, and Kay passed it this time.
Fox.
Natural 20.
Great. So Zoth and Kay succeed on their checks. Fox, I'm going to need some saves. We're going to start with you're falling and trying to untangle your parachute. I will accept sleight of hand or acrobatics. This is just to recatch the air.
They're the same here, so... All right. I'm going to roll. And, okay, we got a good one to start. 21.
Okay.
21. Nice and solid.
That's going to pass. So yes, you're able to, basically you get the parachute unfurled again. So you stash the saxophone, you unfurl the parachute. However, the extra momentum that it cost you getting it back up there means it's going to be a tight landing before you miss where the walking path begins 6 miles up. 2 miles beneath you, you can see the lost mists that make it so that no one can navigate, kind of roiling and boiling across the water. This is your only shot to make it before you will need some kind of rescuing. Like the tower is sheer on the sides. It can't be climbed.
Yep.
So those are the stakes here. Fox, I will accept athletics or acrobatics if you're trained in them. Or I would accept a dexterity save if you would prefer to use a save for any reason. I know rogues come with some bonuses in that regard sometimes.
Acrobatics, I am trained.
Acrobatics.
How far away is he from Jeb?
Jeb pulled his chute successfully, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Too far. Because Jeb needs 30 feet, and you've been falling, at a rate of nearly a half a mile a minute or something like that, or a third of a mile a minute. So, or per second. It's 500 feet per round. It's real far. So.
Okay. It's that easy. 24.
24. Fox literally like lifts up his feet so he's in a sitting position and slides onto the ground with his parachute trailing behind him as Jeb and Zothkug and the others who pulled their chutes are all going to roll me athletics, acrobatics, strength, or dexterity with advantage. And it'll stack with Jeb's advantage if you're using that to steer your parachutes in. You're moving slowly. You have control of the parachutes, but you do need to still steer the like bank back into the tower.
Alan got a 26.
K nat 20s. He's in.
I got a 19.
Jeb's in.
Zoth.
14.
Zoth's in. So all of you come into a landing as beneath you, like, so you know how when we used to play Warzone, there would be like everyone would be doing this slow, steady parachute, and one person would fall and then parachute and like swoop in at the end. That's what it looks like when Fox slides in there. Like you lose sight of him. You're so focused on your own parachuting. And then you see like beneath your own feet, he just high velocity slides in, skids across the ground, cuts his chute on the edge of the tower. Like it just rips the cord and the parachute like flutters off behind him as he skids into the wreckage of Kay's airship and like kind of lands kind of roughly there amongst the wood scraps and supplies and things. The rest of you land slightly more dainty. Kind of describe to me how your character looks as you're coming in for the landing. From Kay's perspective, he just kind of flops. This is more activity than he's really ever done. And so as he comes in for the landing, he literally like pulls the release on his parachute, drops the backpack on the ground, doesn't notice as the wind catches it and yanks it out towards the sea, and drops to his knees, just like chest heaving for breath.
Alan, when he lands as if he was the one who designed these parachutes, and he also has a military background. So he lands like a paratrooper would, where he like uses his feet to stop his momentum by like using them to like kind of pedal like on the ground as his momentum goes, to kind of like almost like pumping the brakes. And then once his momentum slows enough, he eventually like kind of gets to his knees and finally gets to a stop, and then looks back to see how everyone else is doing.
Zoth is kind of going for like kind of around Fox to make sure that Fox is uninjured, or if he is, to heal him when he lands. So he's like kind of going at the same spot Fox landed at, just not as quickly. So he'll just kind of follow the path that Fox took, but not slam into it.
Okay.
Jeb comes in like Winnie the Pooh. He just like bump, 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 like a couple times on his butt. And when he feels the wind start to like pull it back, he just rips the thing off and just like scrambles to his feet. Like,
can Alan make sure to catch it? Alan
can roll a dexterity save to catch it.
Okay, because we need those in case we need to fall again.
Remember, this is all happening sort of simultaneously, but roll your dexterity save to catch it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Fox and K's are gone.
Yeah.
I can see it, so I get advantage because I'm a barbarian. Sorry, 1 second.
Alan enters a rage and angrily snatches it out of the air.
I only got a 10, still with advantage.
I see the panic in your eyes, and I give you a chronal shift.
Hey.
Okay, let's try again. 16?
16's enough. You catch it right out of the air. Alan like does his paratrooper landing. You're reeling in your own parachute. You reach out with one hand and just catch the other one. You start pulling that one in too.
We still need those. Maybe.
Sorry, I panicked. It was pulling me back.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Yeah. I should. You're good, right?
I'm good. Thanks for
Kay,
being
Kay, are you good?
Technically, I think yeah. I think
okay.
And he just like he's like on his hands and knees, like chest heaving. He just rolls to the side, so he kind of flops on his side, rolls over onto his back, and pulls another apple cat out. And he's like, "That was a lot, man."
Yeah, you're gonna need to pass those around.
And he like doesn't even look at you, Fox. He just holds one out to the side for you.
Yeah.
I think we should enter our next fight like this.
I'm
no.
not really trying to fight anything right now.
Is the dead man suggesting that we fall a mile into the combat zone?
Absolutely, man.
Did you know the man who failed to pull his chute on time?
We're fine.
I need this apple cat.
Don't
was so
eat
cool.
it. You'll light it.
It was cool, but I would prefer if we don't have to do it again.
Alan, he's holding out an apple cat towards you.
Yes, I will take that.
Yeah. Well, that was a thing. Now we just sit
Wait.
here. I
We
guess.
can wait. We can wait for a little while.
That's
6
cool.
months.
I've got some apples.
Jeb gets up to his feet and walks to the edge, like out towards where the ocean is. And we need to put up some sort of defenses because we don't know if those aberration things are still out here or if there's more of them. We should probably, if we're going to hunker down, we should probably hunker down pretty
You
hard.
can use that
agree.
fabricate, right? And we can just use the materials of this ship that are left, the scrap wood and whatnot, and make like little walls. And
I can. That's going to weaken me, though. So if you guys want to pull up the slack, I won't have as much to contribute.
Yeah, that's
aggressively.
fine. You don't have to fabricate.
mean,
Start
necessarily.
ripping
We can
up
actually
with fabricate and start
we can take
building
time
barricades.
and I can actually build. Yes.
As
I'm just saying.
as the five of you begin making your survival plans on the western edge, which on this map is the left of the Pillar of Eternal Vigil, kind of tucked into your little cavern area, where you've got some shelter here. What you cannot see to the north is the smoke rising from the forest of Aspesh, the crows circling the mountains near Stainless, and the dark storm clouds that seem to be perennially gathered over Gyme as tonight's Dungeons and Dragons session comes to a close.